a new live from Guerrilla Publishing, coming to you live from the city of Pawhuska. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Weren't expecting to come live to you today, but we have rushed out here to the city of Pawhuska because we've got a story that we're working on related to a corrupt city manager named Jerry Eubanks. Now, Jerry Eubanks is the city manager currently of Pawhuska, Oklahoma. It is an interesting little town in sort of northern Oklahoma, not that far from Kansas. It's in Osage County, which if you've seen August Osage County or the movie about what they did to the Osage tribal members here to steal all the oil from them, it has been known for corruption since the day it was founded, and it ain't going anywhere in regards to that. Now, the city manager is a multiple-time convicted felon. He's been convicted of all kinds of crazy things, from everything that you could possibly imagine. And we've got... I'm sorry, I'm watching the cops. See what they're doing. So anyway, we're here for this city meeting. On the agenda is finally, now listen, I've been working on this for quite some time, and we did the fight to get new city councilors, and we got the 2 city councilors off the council and new blood in here. And the new city councilors ran on a platform of removing Jerry Eubanks. And they're apparently tonight, they've already met and discussed, they're going to not remove him. Well, they're going to remove him from the city manager position. So, yay, a victory. And I should feel like this is a victory because I'm getting him out of the city manager position. But at the same time, he's going to get to be moved to the Public Works Department. Now, what's his history of the Public Works Department? Well, he worked for the Fairview Public Works Department. And what did he do from the city of Fairview? He embezzled from the city of Fairview and recently pled guilty to that embezzlement. So, I'm not sure we can trust him in the Public Works Department either, but, they seem to think you can. So we're going to go in here and bring you guys along and let you see what happens. Let's see how this goes. All right.
Hello.
Hello. All right, let's turn this around. Wow, big crowd. Big old crowd, look at this. Hey, Roger. Hey, Roger, how are you, buddy? I'm good, how are you, Roger? Y'all gonna give Jerry some more money today? I know, you'd hand it all to him, wouldn't you? I know. With you, it always is what it is, right? We can always agree on that, can't we? I don't think taxpayers' money and your job is a game. I think what y'all are doing is kind of ridiculous. If you want to call it a game, I guess you can. I don't think it's a game. It's not very funny to me. No, I understand. Look, I ain't bother recalling you. What would the point of that be? You're too much fun. I like you too much. Yeah, it's some entertainment. Last I seen, you haven't personally stolen or done anything bad to the city, have you? You haven't personally stolen from a city or done anything bad to the city, have you? That would be where you say, no, I've never stolen from a city. No. Hard time denying things like that? That's odd. That's odd, Roger. Anyway, good to see you again. Jerry, how are you today? You looking forward to that water department job? No comment, Jerry? That's the felon right there. Felon Jerry Bear. Is there a way? Can we? I'm trying to figure out a way to like put this on this somehow.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna
No.
work. So the only thing we could do is put the thing on top, and then you have.
Yeah. Okay. Well, here, you hold this while I go outside.
Okay. Oh yeah, here's the new. That's not new. We've had it, but we finally got it set up. Here's the new gimbal we got. So now we can. I can control this right here. States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. All are present except Mark Buchanan, who's absent tonight this morning. Next item, under advice of council, we're going to move right to item 7, discussion on executive session. Discussion of possible action relating to executive session pursuant to Oklahoma statute, Title 25, Section 307B1, and Section 307B2. To discuss the resignation of the current interim city manager, possible hiring of a new interim city manager, and possible hiring of utility superintendent. I'll entertain a vote to enter into executive session. I have a motion. Second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. 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 We'll recess to executive session.
Get her done.
Any of y'all talk before they go in there to consider this. There's a whole lot of community here to voice your opinions. You're not getting a voice before they go make a decision. They're going to make a decision now. They haven't
Here we go.
I know they've already made the decision, but my point is, this is just affirming the fact that they've already made the decision in violation of the Open Meetings Act. I know you're a supporter of Jerry.
Yes, I am.
I know. We know that. We got you. You can support all the felons you want on non-taxpayer money.
Well, you have supporters.
I'm not a felon, man. What
Not
the hell
yet.
are you talking about? Never
Not
been
yet,
a
but your
felon.
court hearings aren't over, are they?
Well, let's see. I was found not guilty in the first one. I'll be found not guilty in September.
Yeah, okay.
I like to go protest government, man.
That's why it says on there that you're still got court hearings to go.
I don't get arrested for distributing meth like Jerry Eubanks. Possession of a firearm by a convicted
I didn't
felon
say it
like
was.
Jerry Eubanks. Or aggravated assault where you get 240 months in prison. 240 months. What does he do when he gets out of prison? He steals from Fairview.
Yeah,
What does
okay.
he do after he steals from Fairview?
Yeah, but you know all about that, don't you?
I do know
Because
all
you've been
about
there
it.
and investigated
I have.
everything yourself.
He's been convicted. He's been convicted.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love it, man. I'm going to continue to do that until Jerry's out of getting, until the minute he's not getting taxpayer money, man. He can go live his redemption story in the private sector.
I know you do. God bless you.
Do what? Thank you for that. Well, why won't they fire him? Because Rachel Fraser and Bobby both ran on getting Jerry out of his city. I was at those meetings, I was at the Rotary Club, but what they spoke about. Now they're not doing it. Where is this person? They're going to do what
Yeah, Ron was just found guilty on most of his cases too. Still got a few more. And Jerry's been not just charged, he's been found guilty, so. He went to federal prison and stuff for meth distribution. Okay.
Take the live with me.
All right. 1 second.
City manager. You work for the city of Pawhuska.
This is my second day, sir. So I cannot tell you.
Do you know where Jerry is? Jerry is in the executive session. He wasn't listed to be in the executive session, so I'd like to file a criminal complaint for violation of oath in the executive session. Do you or do I do that? Okay, they're violating oath in the executive
Got a full on the chief noon on the Illinois River, has flip flops on. And I burned the top of my feet, and I had to put my work boots on the next day, and all the hide peeled on. Needless to say, that taught me a lesson.
But you realize I can't hear you. I can please go out there, but understand that I don't have to. Okay? I'm going to leave that right there. Don't touch it. So what we have here is we have them not allowing us in a public hallway. We have the chief of police in the executive session, who's big friends with Jerry. We have Jerry Eubanks in the executive session to discuss his employment with the city council. None of them are listed on the meeting notes of being in the executive session. Let me go get one of the agendas.
That's what we wondered if maybe we did something. And then we switched the broadcast, so indicated and do not.
God, I wish I could come do something for you guys. Hey, look, I want you to know that I offer to come help them for free, sort out all the issues that he's created, and come work here for. I offer for 90 days. I come here and work for nothing more than gas money. I got a couple of degrees. I got a Juris Doctorate and a lot of spare time on my hands. If they have a problem, it's easy to solve, and they'll be solved by leaving Jerry Eubanks in this office. Just remember, they just voted to lay off people. They gave Jerry Eubanks $25,000 in December to pay off his felony restitution for stealing from BlackRock. Like that's the kind of luck we have on the city council, it seems. Okay, so discussion of possible action to convene an executive session. So in order to go into an executive session, it's the members of the executive board for certain purposes. They've gone in there with the city manager, the police chief, and others. They're not part of the executive board. They didn't list him as participating in an executive session. They've let in at least 2 individuals into an executive session in violation of the Oklahoma Open Meetings Act. So I hope they're recording what they're doing in this executive session, because I'm going to sue them tomorrow.
I think I got him going in there too. By who?
You touched my camera? Why did you do that? Well, this is a fire code violation. They just locked two of the doors with no exits.
A little bit of orange when you do it.
So they had just locked us into a building with only one exit, and there's this many people. So they just violated the fire code. Hey, you're breaking the fire code. You're breaking the fire code. You cannot lock doors to a building. You can't have one exit. You can't have one exit.
Unlock it. Hey.
You work with the fire department or somebody here? Somebody needs to have some damn sense. You know what's funny is there's at least 2 state representatives that are watching that live right now.
Get Boyd. No, get Boyd from yours. Tell him I want to talk to him. Boyd, get Boyd.
I'm good. They go salty.
I gotta make sure this thing's filming right.
How is he violating the fire code?
I agree it's dumb, but it's true though. You have to have 2 exits on a building like this. It's just stupid that the police are, breaking the laws they're supposed to be enforcing. It's not Jerry's fault they did that, but they're stupid. We're gonna stay on this side.
Pretty much a nerd. I was pretty much a nerd.
I don't know what they're doing. They've locked themselves in there, and they'll let other people in, just won't let Ron in. I mean, that's pretty clear, just discrimination right there. But
There's plenty to send in the truck in case I go to jail.
okay.
Because I'm on it. It's locked. So they let a member of the public go in there to talk to the chief, not me. So they let other members of the public in there, but restricted my access to be able to record it in a public area. So
Even back then.
they just don't seem to understand. Oh, that's a smart move there. Having 2 exits to a public meeting and a public building. You work for the fire department? And you lock that door? I'm asking if you do. That was really dumb. I'm glad you smartened up though. Did you talk sense into him? Was that you that did that? Thank you. Can I ask what to do? You seem to know. So I asked just a citizen. All right. Well, thank you, just a citizen.
Wasn't he the dude at the debate?
Do what? So they're trying to keep. So the meeting is going on there. and you can't hear anything. They're trying to keep you out of there. Again, they have Eubanks, the current chief of the police department in there, all the city councilors, and others.
She wouldn't, they're
So they told me they were in there.
Open meetings act says you have to have minutes that have to be expired.
You also have to list who's going to go into executive session for purposes of the notice required for the notice that was published.
It just says there is an executive session.
No, if you're going to have other people, then the executive, it's in the executive
Statute
session.
only.
I'm going to tell you what the case law says on the subject, and
I
it
get it, I'm not
says,
saying statute says just minutes have to be posted. It was every.
I agree that minutes always have to list who's in the meeting. That's for every meeting, anywhere, anytime. But an agenda is required to give the audience sufficient notice to know who, what, where, when, why, and how. Right? Simple questions. And the who, going into the executive session, normally says to have conversations with the city attorney, or whatever, to discuss whatever the issue is. To list the people who are going in there that are not part of the executive. They have not done that, which is a violation of the open
Part of the
meetings act.
discussion was resignation of the current interim city manager,
Doesn't-
right?
so this is on there.
So that would be, that is what's on the agenda.
No, the discussion of his.
Discussion with the, if you put discussion with the city manager in executive session to discuss his termination and departure, you're covered. But if the notice doesn't say you're going to have other people in the executive session, you can't have them in there because otherwise the public doesn't get the chance. Like I would have, if I'd have known, I would have gone with a lawsuit today. I would have filed it to get an injunction to stop him from going into the executive session.
But the attorney is the one who described what the executive session.
It's just because an attorney, just
No, I
because
get
you're
that.
saying
I get that.
attorney,
They're
she's 5
operating
years.
off.
She's 5 years.
But they are operating off of what their council is stating. So
But they have been, I understand that they might be trying, and some of these things are better. I'll show you, for example, another issue on one of these. Okay, discussion and possible, number 10, discussion and possible action regarding a recommendation of the hiring of the utility superintendent. So that is just, they're just supposed to discuss and possibly take action on recommendations related to the hiring of a utility supervisor. And what they're going to do is they're going to come out here and they're going to hire a utility supervisor. That is not what that says. So when they do that, they're going to be in violation of the meetings act because nobody has reasonable notice that they're going to hire and potentially hire specifically Jerry Eubanks for that position. That doesn't give the public notice.
No,
It says they're going to talk about a recommendation.
No, I understand that.
So if they hire him, it's a problem.
Again, my understanding of reading this says is executive session is talking about the items that are being discussed.
Sure, I understand.
Right.
But they don't list bringing in those members.
But then there's 3 action items that can possibly take place
But that's not the
if they
executive
make those
session.
decisions in executive session.
That's after.
Right, so they're not making, they can't make a decision.
No, of course they can make a
discussion.
decision, sure.
So what they're doing is they're discussing.
But you can't discuss with people in an executive session if you don't list
They've got
your
protection.
on the meeting. That's all I'm saying. And I understand they got legal advice, and I'm just saying that that's incorrect legal advice. The second point is regarding that issue, and it just talks about recommendation. Recommendation and hiring.
So here's the So saying this is not a situation. Okay, say that the city council is going to go into executive session to hire a city manager. Okay, are they going to list that person? Okay, they're going to list all the candidates for that position.
You should have an open position. Hopefully what they're going to do, and maybe I'm wrong.
And I don't know if it's different for,
Maybe what they do is not what I think they're going to do, right? Based on what multiple people have told me. Maybe they don't come out of that session and go immediately hire Jerry as the utility supervisor. Maybe they put it out, post the job, because I know there's a lot of people who are interested in the job. I know that they've contacted the OML to see who might be.
I agree. They have not engaged.
If they do that, if they do that and don't hire Jerry,
This is not for a full-on, like, position, like interim, it's just interim. You know,
No, I
like the
understand,
utility
but again,
they can't hire a utility supervisor.
well, no, the utility supervisor would be hired by the, but they have a meeting for that later on. Right. But again, they're discussing this stuff, they're gonna hire somebody, they found the job out there. It should say, discuss a recommendation for hiring that person, posting your job, what salary we're gonna pay, you know, what we need to get the qualifications, all of those things. And then you post the job. right? That's how that system works. You don't take interim city manager and move them over to another job.
That's Germany too. So that's
I get what you're saying.
And look, this issue with open meetings notes or with meeting notices and agendas, it's not just Pawhuska. I met with John Eccles, who's running for Attorney General. I had lunch with him the other day. Okay, I've met her one time. She's back. And when I went into her office, first time I ever came to Pawhuska, and I was looking for Jerry.
Oh
Yeah, she quit. She quit not because of me. How is she? She's back because Jerry's leaving. That's got to be what it is.
Okay.
I talked to her. I heard she was good.
Okay.
I heard that she was the one who actually got stuff done.
She's not the one who called the cops on
Yes.
you, right? Oh,
yes,
was she?
Yes.
Okay, I mean,
I can forgive that.
yeah, it's,
That's why I just said I can forgive that. No, I can forgive that.
the bigger issue
I have no
is
issue with her whatsoever. I was never here for an issue.
the real
with her.
issue is when the cop who's called does something, you know.
She seems, and a lot of people have told me before she came back. A lot of people were like, "We hope we get her back." Yeah.
And she's been helping the city with getting ready for their audits, get their audits cleaned up and all that. So she's been very involved in what's the corrective thing.
I was in Blackwell investigating a story about Jerry, and I met the Blackwell city manager. I was with that Jerry and all that stuff. And we were talking about assistant city manager. Blackwell's a bigger town than us. And he's like, assistant city manager. He's like, what do you need an assistant city manager for? This is a bigger town, and I don't need an assistant. And I was like, well, I think that the assistant really does all the work, and Jerry goes out and gets it dirty. Which endears him to some people. But the role of a city manager should not be to go dig around and get dirt. Right. So, anyway, they campaign on assurance that he's going to be gone. They give everybody the assurance that he's cut that cancer out. And
I think
he's just a cancer.
I'm the Rotary president. I was one of the
Okay, that's right. I knew I had recognized you.
So it kind of goes back to like our discussion after that, you know, like nothing, there's no like silver bullet, you know, and sometimes the solutions, it's like it's like medicine.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to risk the band-aid off. You know, there's always an excuse for.
We already tried that, John. The door is fully locked. You see his arm on the door too? Yeah.
Well, for sure. But I called the Illinois, so I called Oklahoma
Excuse me?
today, and I said, hey, if the city of Pawhuska called you guys and said, we need help, and Illinois doesn't like me, they don't really talk to me, but
I can
they talk to us here. Cut that out. Let them just play the music for a second to make them look silly. But you know,
this is my thing. I know Facebook has gotten really stirred up. It's been stirred up for a while. Like it's been a 4-1 council for a while. It's now a 3-2, and I think changes happen.
I know that change. People say change is incremental, and I agree that change is incremental. But sometimes you got to keep pushing to make sure that change happens.
I mean, the difference between somebody being hired or fired is not really incremental.
We're pushing the fact that this is getting decided now because we're tired of waiting. Here's the thing: there are so many people that I hear. I think everybody thinks that I'm here for some monsters. Like, I would rather be. I was supposed to have a meeting with a couple. I was supposed to be playing poker right now with a couple state reps and a state senator and a couple attorneys. I'd much rather be doing that than doing this. I'd rather them just do what they said they were going to do. I'm looking at a story about a superintendent who grooms 9 girls across Oklahoma. It's terrible. We went out and filmed for that story yesterday. And Lee's working on producing it. I'd much rather him working on editing that thing than being right here right now. But I got it. Like, so many people contact me about this situation. I just decided to come here. I probably got, as soon as that agenda was out, I had 8 different people sending me that agenda the minute it was out. And it circulated with a couple people. Everybody is sending me that daggum agenda.
Well, and again, like, it seems like everything's covered. You know, like here's like I can.
Well, I had a conversation.
I can honestly say, there's one person that put that agenda item on and it didn't get discussed.
Which is
The executive session.
no, but from conversations with city councilors and other members of the public who have shared those conversations with me, the council has already decided to move that to order.
No, I don't think
Well, that's
if
what they're conveying to people.
Well, no, but I think
Which is
there's,
what
I think
got me
that's
up on last night.
that's been something.
He walked in,
That's been talked about, but that's been talked about
who that guy is.
for years.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's again, you gotta have somebody sit in the chair as a city manager to actually do the administration part. Like, I'll be the first to say this.
They're in executive session right now. Jerry Eubanks is in there with
He does a good
them.
job of utilities. And he gets-
Everybody's
They might be moving them to work in a different department rather than firing them.
In that role, he stole from them
I get that.
and moved to
And I think that,
Blackwell
and I think
and sold the
that's,
equipment.
I think that's one of those things. You know that.
How do you overcome that?
You put a lot of control. I don't know.
No. I'm sorry, but I believe in redemption. Other than job penance, I'm a redemption guy. I believe I would kill somebody to get redeemed. Certainly more than a penitent. Redemption is a story to be told in the private sector. Jerry, with all those skills he's got, should take his job and take his things to the private sector. He's proven, after getting out of prison the first time, committed more crimes. After getting out of prison the second time, committed more crimes. The third time, more crimes. Fourth time, more crimes. I mean, at some point, you got to stop saying we're going to put the taxpayers' money at risk.
I get that. I think there's also a lot of issues with the financial situation.
There is.
Things like that. Okay, that was,
But here's the thing,
that was
grow,
not.
sometimes you just got to grow a pair and say, sue me. Because they also just get out an $80-something thousand settlement for Greece. What, $86,000,
I'm not exactly
$80-something $1,000? They just paid out a settlement for a wrongful.
The city on that.
Right. So nothing he has brought is the city better off. But say, the hell that was before Jerry? No.
I mean, I would say there's less things in this water pressure. Like, I would say that.
That's because the system is entirely remember himself and having to be out there all the time.
He's trying to do as much as he can. And like there was something out where I live, like there's a line.
A plus plumbing is hiring. A plus plumbing. He can go steal from A plus plumbing. You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
just saying, there is some redemptive qualities. I don't know if
every human, every person I hope has at least some redemptive qualities. Or they're a psychopath.
I just know that's be something that like that's his skill set.
But qualifications to have a government job should be, well, he has some redemptive qualities and he's good at water qualities. Like that shouldn't be that should not be the threshold when we haven't considered other choices. That's my point.
Well, I think that's,
If you're at the bottom of the
that's
barrel,
a fair statement.
Yeah, that's like saying this guy is a child predator, but he's good at teaching. Let's hire him as a teacher. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense there. Not really.
he's trafficking firearms. He's committed aggravated assault. 240 months. As soon as he gets out of that, he gets arrested for meth felony in Oklahoma City. Then he gets arrested for meth trafficking by the feds. Then when he gets out of prison for meth, he gets a job with Fairview, steals from them. Then he goes over to Blackwell and steals from them. But then every time he's out of prison, he's working his next criminal organization and scheme. I'm just what's the definition of doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result? I think Jerry's had his take let's not forget the $25,000.
I can see but I can't hear himself when he's saying
to pay off his
something.
criminal restitution. So he didn't even
Big secret.
Things being decided that's
Sure.
you know,
Oh, God.
this thing, like, it's a done deal. No.
Well, the way that the couple have been saying it did not. They were saying it. My sources are reliable.
I mean, if it's Buchanan or Wilson, okay, that's your sources. And I don't know.
Oh, God.
Okay, but Buchanan served on city council for 16 years.
Wilson hates it.
Buchanan was on the city council when I was a senior in high school, and I know that because I was got to be mayor.
No, I don't like going there at all.
And yeah, I mean, so
No, look, those are not like, no, I don't. I've had fun with Wilson ever since I got here.
Yeah.
Watch all the videos of me and Wilson. Hell, I came in here today having a good time with him. And I asked him, I was like, he said he's just having fun doing all this stuff. And I was like, well, that's fun for you. I think it's serious business. Oh, you called him a game.
well, that's true. Like you get to take care of the cities.
You start playing the game. Well,
You gotta do that.
Well, I mean, when you think about it, you think
I just said,
through it, you ought to go back to it,
You
right?
have to do the job. I'm not saying it's a game.
Right.
That's the thing. I'm not saying I was not agreeing with those.
that's all okay. I was like, I mean, there's a game of politics. Politics to some degree is a
I'm
game.
saying you're elected to do the job and take care of the fiduciary duty of the city.
And they knew what they were doing when they did it wrong. And you can see it on every one of their faces. Tulsa was giving them which is why I paid special attention and worked really hard for that election. I made darn sure that the council would flip. And I think I did a pretty good job of bringing attention to that election.
I think you did.
Wasn't it the biggest voter turnout in quite some time?
Yeah, it was, and I mean,
Especially for,
and the only actual election, you know,
It wasn't a whole lot on it. It was
a
it.
drum.
Huh?
It was an
I
absolute.
know it was. I know. It's 26%. Yeah. I said put bigger on it. They sure did. That's what I'm saying. It's not like I'm here without support. They're sure good detractors, but I like the way they're fun to play with. That's my game.
I get you. It just it doesn't have to be.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
I
And
mean,
maybe,
honestly, city government should be.
and I hope the information I got on Rachel and Ellen is incorrect, or that they had already made up their minds. I hope it's incorrect information. That's why I didn't go hardcore. I just said, like, I know what they voted. I know what they ran on. I was here. You ran a good thing. I didn't interrupt. I did serve with that lawsuit.
You want to take this so I can get some shots?
Yeah. So anyway, good to see you again.
Yeah, no,
I'm sorry it's always here for this guy. I actually.
I mean, I would.
Y'all just had a festival here, didn't you?
Can you mix up and have a good story for us?
Hey,
Come on.
look,
Come
didn't
on.
y'all
We
just
do
have
we
y'all
do
just had a festival here, right?
The Pioneer Woman had a good 4th of July.
Yeah. So my daughter came down here and had an absolute blast. She loved it. It was a great
Do a
time.
piece on that. It was a good time.
Oh, she had a. I'll bring her back to. I did a piece on. I posted about downtown Pawhuska and how I looked the little Amish shop down on the street, not on the main strip, the one that's kind of down by the. What's that bar? I like that bar too. They go dry dirty laundry. Man, they have some amazing food. The fried mushrooms were really good. I didn't have the cheesecake, but the fried mushrooms were good. They have great sweet tea, which is always good. So no, I love Pawhuska. What's that restaurant on the highway? I eat there. God, I've eaten there 15 times. They have fried catfish. It's Billy's.
Bad Brats.
No. That's the barbecue place.
What was it?
It's right there on the highway. Right when you're coming into town.
On the west side?
It's on the. If you're coming into town from like where I'd come in from Tulsa, it'd be on the right hand side of the road, and they got fried catfish. It's not far from here. It's just down that way. It's not on the old strip of stuff. It's in a standalone building.
Okay.
Billy J's, Billy B. I don't know. But anyway, they got good fried catfish. I've certainly posted about their fried catfish for sure. I try to send. I'm gonna do it more. We go out, like we ate at a great place yesterday. We were in the middle of. Hey Lee, We were in the middle of absolute nowhere. I couldn't tell you the name of the town. The town probably had 200 population. And oh my God, we stopped in this little hole-in-the-wall place, and they had these hand-breaded steak fingers that were, oh my God, to die for. His chicken fingers, hand-breaded and fried right there. Oh, onion rings the same way. And it was in the middle of, like, nowhere, Oklahoma. We were somewhere near Poto,
Right.
and Warehouse Willie's in Poto was closed, which, if you've never been there,
I've never been.
Onion Burger.
Really?
Oh yeah, there's also a place in Grady County, Chickasha. In Chickasha, there's a little counter burger stand that's got these onion burgers. So Chickasha, Oklahoma, and Poto, Oklahoma, go get you an onion burger. Worth driving to. Seriously. And the little place in Chickasha is just so iconic and cool. There's no public restrooms. It's just like this bar you walk into. It's like a little old soda fountain bar. You just sit down there and order your burger, and we sang happy birthday to somebody that I didn't know. I mean, it's that kind of place, like, you know, real friendly. Yeah. Check it out sometime. Chickasha's a cool little town. No, I like those stories. We're going to post more about, like, the restaurants we stop and eat at and some of that stuff to spread the positive message, because at the end of the day, we have far more positive interactions than we do negative. But these folks don't want to watch. Yeah, tell us, audience. Do you want us? You don't want to watch boring, nice people. Yeah, they don't want to watch people being nice to me. Lee edits that stuff out. I mean, they don't have to be gladiatorial. They at least want it to be some verbal jousting has to be going on, right? So it's kind of warm in this building.
It is. Yeah. Summertime has arrived.
Yes, and there's a decent crowd here. Y'all say hello to Lee. Are we wearing the same color shirt? I'm making you hungry. Lee's hungry. All he did, by the way, y'all. So let's talk about Lee for a second. Lee, on our way here, what were you doing? And anything in particular about how you ate those sunflower seeds that we had a conversation about? They were roasted inside with the shell on. So, y'all, Lee ate sunflower seeds with the shell on. Swallowed them, shells and all. Somebody tell him that that's not healthy. I had to Google it to figure out if he was weird, and according to ChatGPT, he is odd. Are there any other odd ones out there that eat the shells on the sunflower seeds? Hit me in the comments if you are a weirdo and eat the shells on your sunflower seeds. Right? Da fuck. Exactly, Jonathan Irvin. Da fuck. When he told me that, I was like, Lee, where are you putting the shells? And he said, I'm swallowing them. And yes, as Hudson says, sunflower seeds are impossible to digest, as ChatGPT told me when I Googled it, or when I ChatGPT'd it, because I thought it was really odd that he was doing that. So apparently there's still some lessons that Dad needs to teach his son, but that's okay. We have all the time in the world because we get to do this kind of fun stuff together and come to great places like Pawhuska, which also does have amazing places you should check out. There's the Pioneer Woman's Restaurant. I'm not a big fan. It's really cool inside. The ladies love it. It's not my cup of tea. Go check it out, though. The shop's really awesome. All the shops on Main Street are really cool. Sunflower seeds might hurt coming out. I know. I told him he might have that problem. They chewed up pretty easy, he says. They were crunchy. Okay, Lee Thomas. All right, hold this. I gotta go use the restroom.
It's not like I ate a bucket of them. Who?
High school, dude. My glasses off. None of that I'm worried about. I wonder how long this executive session's gonna last.
I don't know, they're taking their time. I don't think it takes this long to accept a resignation, but we'll see.
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
Like, I ate like 5 of them. It wasn't that bad.
One of my finals. Yes, I do.
Just waiting on Jerry.
He was like, no, I'm not trying very hard. He was like, there's no
Stuart does all this new, big beautiful bill.
Oh, there's Jerry Bear. There's Jerry.
I don't know. I mean, I think
Look, he's hiding. He's hiding. Oh, he ran.
So that's effectively a non-change. What we've been experiencing the last few years. My thing is on no tax on overtime up to 25,000 or whatever it is. So will that be in lieu of your standard deduction, or will that be on top of it? You would think it would be on top of it. So then, if I've been taxed on 25 grand, probably at 30%, they ought to give you that back, right? Is that how that would work?
it's not retroactive. It's not being on the effective this past year, so it won't be maybe I don't think it's I was
I love how like they lock the doors and then they put a cop on both of them. Why lock them? Excuse me.
Probably got kids. Yeah. He was a good kid, done good in I know, I talked to Don one time. I said something back. Don kind of like, didn't like it. I don't think
What's up, Jerry? All right, I'm gonna go outside. All right, guys, Ron is talking to people. I assume they're gonna be in executive session for at least a few more minutes. So we're gonna go see if we can poke through the window and see inside here through the blinds. I was able to last time a bit. This is the room Jerry's in. I had to hire some window cleaners. I could have done that with the $25,000 they gave Jerry. All right, so now we're gonna do something even more fun. Clearly, I can't see in, but they don't know this. So you just gotta act like you can see in, you know. That's them right there, voting on Jerry Eubanks. You can see through the windowsill. Yeah, look at his face. Look at him. You hear him talking about it? I see you. I don't think they respond. I heard him start talking louder though once I said that. I think I at least scared him a little bit. Don't want to miss him coming back in, so we'll go back in.
He said he'll get to, well, he's, yeah.
Hey, Alicia. Unfortunately, I left the big camera in here. So nameplates. There's the Jerry Eubanks one. Let's see here. He's looking at library fees for some reason. Oh no, I think that's just the council. Council. They're coming back.
I'll have entertain a motion that we exit executive session. Motion by Rachel. Second by Wynn. Any discussion? Any no discussion, all those in favor, signify by saying aye. 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 We're out of executive session. Item number 8, discussion of possible action regarding the resignation of current interim city manager. Might have anybody under that agenda item?
Number 8. Are we?
My question is, if you vote to accept the resignation of the current interim city manager, Mr. Eubanks, when his contract used to get a severance package of $30-some thousand, will he be receiving any type of severance on this resignation? That's my question. And I hope that you guys will have discussion on that.
Any other people down under that?
I'd like to speak on this issue. If I need to sign my name or something like that.
Down on the agenda? Are you down on the agenda?
I didn't know you were gonna have public discussion. If you're gonna discuss it on this, I'll be happy to sign my name in whichever form you come.
Anybody else want to sign up right now? You have 3 minutes.
Are you ready, Jeff? Oh, I let her sign up. Is that okay, let her sign up first? You ready to go? You ready to go, Mr. Tolson?
Yes.
Okay. Mayor Tolson, members of the city council, I had hoped that when the new council came in and was elected, that frankly, I would stop getting calls from citizens of Pawhuska concerned about Jerry Eubanks and what the city is going to do about him. But those calls continue. I don't show up because this is particularly fun for me. I don't particularly like looking at that scumbag over there. It's not enjoyable for me. It's not enjoyable for my son. My son doesn't, absolutely it's insulting. I'm going to insult the felon anytime I want to. Now, when you look at, and Rachel, you're shaking your head, like that's disrespectful. Well, let's talk about Mr. Jerry Eubanks. Let's talk about it, man. I believe in redemption. You can believe in redemption all you want, but you're talking about you doing redemption with taxpayer money. And I'm sorry, the days for redemption for Jerry getting government money are over. Let's go back to 1998 when he was sentenced to 240 months for felony aggravated assault for assaulting people. Let's talk about that. What does he do when he gets out of prison? He gets arrested for felony meth trafficking. In 2000, I am on topic. It's talking about retaining, yes, the resignation. I'm not talking about that. You need to know about his resignation. You're talking about him. Absolutely, I'm insulting the guy who's about to resign and they need to accept his resignation. Because let's go on. After he's convicted for felony meth trafficking, he gets arrested and charged with felony and possession of a firearm. He's got permanent protective orders against him. We're talking about a guy who, after he gets out of prison, then goes and steals from 2 different cities. If you want to violate my civil rights review, go right ahead and order me to stop talking.
Let's calm down. Okay?
I'm calm.
We're gonna keep this respectful.
I'm being respectful. You're violating my First Amendment rights right now, Mr. Colson. I urge you not to.
I'm not.
You are. This is my 3 minutes
Your minute.
to engage in public
It is not 3
speech
minutes.
on this.
This is an important.
It's to talk about whatever I want to talk about that's on topic for this subject. You don't get to restrict my speech, sir. Are you ordering me to stop talking then?
I'm not ordering you.
You've interrupted me now. Are you going to give me my time back?
Your time is going.
Are you going to give me the time back you've interrupted me from?
Your time is going.
Well, let's continue to talk about Mr. Eubanks. He's got a permanent protective order that's been issued against him by women who he's abused. We've got reports repeatedly that he was a member of the Aryan Brotherhood while he was in prison. Let's talk about the Nazi tattoos, the Nazi activity. The man has done more time in prison. I'm glad you felons, or you people want to support this felon. But the citizens' tax money should not be going to somebody like Jerry Eubanks.
Lies, and more lies.
No one else is now for number 8.
Anyone else?
No, I just,
Okay. All right.
I don't know what the other ones are for, next, but like.
So I'm gonna go ahead and, is there any discussion?
Yeah. Well, his son's live, so.
Oh, they kicked her out. What's up?
He told me to tell you to meet him outside. Go ahead and back up, meet him outside.
Okay. Can I talk to him, come back in, and grab the camera gear real quick, just to make sure? Where's he at? You want me to grab the gear and come back?
Yeah, get the gear, come back.
All right, you want to grab the live so I can get the camera gear?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you, sir. Are you the keys, or do I have the keys? Okay. Well, hello, live. I didn't expect to get kicked out of that meeting. I'm not really sure what I got kicked out for. But that's fun. So that was an absolute blast. I got another federal lawsuit. I think they think I'm playing with them. So thank you, citizens of Pawhuska, for continuing to give me federal lawsuits on you. I really appreciate you doing that. Those of you applauding for Eubanks because he's gotten a few scum suckers like yourselves to like him. I can tell you, look at the election results, folks. The fact that he can turn out a few people to, clap for him at a city council meeting. Most of the people who have jobs are working their jobs at 5:30 and don't really want to come to a city council meeting. Instead, they send those messages to me and depend on that. And then they show up at the polls and do that stuff. So there's that fun. So anyway, that's what they have going on. And they're going to go in there and they're going to keep him and they're going to do all the shady shit that they intended to do. And it will just be what it is. But we'll file another lawsuit. And that was Forrest Smith. He embezzled from another city and quit in shame from there. They were selling this is how scummy. They were selling police stickers and wristbands and stuff. And he couldn't account for any of the money for all the things that were sold. So in other words, they were just using that for their own little petty cash. Anyway, it's hot out here in Oklahoma. So we'll stay live till we get out of here. I can't give you the end results of that, tell you what's going to happen, but don't worry, I got multiple people that are in there. Yeah, I'm going to leave. I'm not going to sit out here in the hot sun. No reason to stay. I got my lawsuit. I'll show up tomorrow with a lawsuit. Or I'm going to go get I might not show up tomorrow. I might be next week. I don't want to promise something I can't deliver. I promised Chloe I'd do something tomorrow, and yeah, this would get in the way of that. So it'll probably be Friday. Thursday, I'm going to Lawton, Oklahoma. If you're in the Lawton, Oklahoma area, give me a shout. We're going to be meeting up in Lawton to discuss all the corruption and things that are going on out there. It's utterly and completely ridiculous. So we're going to be working on that. And these new little officers are going to get a lawsuit thrown on them. But I'm not going to throw them a federal lawsuit this time. I'm going to throw them a federal lawsuit, and I'm going to sue them separately for open records and open meetings violations. So I don't want them to think that they're just going to go to federal court on this. I'm sick of playing with you guys. We're going to get you in multiple jurisdictions, and now I'm going to take your money. Before I just wanted to get the right thing done. Now I'm going to take your money. I'm going to take you for every Pawhuska. I'm going to take your city for every penny I can get. Huh? Oh, of course they accepted his resignation.
I just wanted that on camera.
Oh, yeah. No, you're fine. You're fine. They don't seem to believe in the First Amendment there at all, do they?
No. Well, it's like they're like we're trying to keep up with it, but then like not like.
Well, they have Forrest Smith, who is a Jerry Eubanks supporter who got brought in here by Eubanks. So, I mean, you've got all that. And I wonder who kicked me out of the community center. Who owns the community center?
It doesn't matter. It's public meeting right now.
Well, yes, I understand that, but the problem with it is that if the meeting is owned by somebody other than the city, then I can sue the community center too.
Ooh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They let them do that in their building.
And donated by.
Right, it's donated by some people. So if it was donated as a separate legal entity, take a picture of that, Lee. I'm going to sue the community center. Why not?
I agree.
I'll take the community center. It's a cool building. I'm not kidding. Before I didn't care about the money. Now I only care about the money. Those councilors, Rachel Prather, who's a piece of shit, who I helped get elected, wants to sit there and shake her head about me talking about Jerry Eubanks. Fuck you, Rachel Prather. Fuck you, Rachel Prather. You are a piece of shit. The citizens should not have elected you at all. You're an outsider. You don't fucking belong here either. And you're just participating in the same scumbaggery that everybody else did. Rachel, that's for you. We're going to deliver that message to you continuously. And Wygant, I don't know what's up about you. I'm going to reserve judgment. But I know Prather is just a coward piece of shit because she talked to a lot of people who shared the information and some recordings with me. Yes, recordings, Rachel. Just like I have recordings of the meeting you were at when we first met and every other meeting you've ever been at that I was there. I have recordings of everything you said, everything your husband said at the first meeting. Listened to it last night. So, yeah, we'll just put that all in the next episode of the Jerry Eubanks story and show you to be the politician that you've turned out to be. Fuck politicians. Why do you sell out people the minute you get into office? It blows my damn mind. With that said, you all stay safe out there. Try not to get kicked out of any public meetings like I seem to. And yeah, with that said, we'll see you guys later. Peace out.